I've just recorded this and it wasn't recording. So here we go again. Hello and welcome to the Dorky Emu podcast, episode number 4. It's Friday the 24th of June 2016 and my name is Sarah and I'm coming to you from Cornwall in the UK. Today is quite a momentous day for our country because the EU referendum vote was yesterday, so the results have come out. The country has voted to leave Europe by a 2% margin, and well, probably 4, yeah, whatever. Anyway, they voted to out, and David Cameron has resigned this morning, so yeah, it's a bit of an uncertain time. Worried about the future for the children, worried about what's going to be happening over the next few years. And yeah, sad to see David Cameron go, to be honest. But anyway, this is a knitting podcast, not a political one. So despite the fact that I've been glued to the BBC for practically the whole night, I am now going to talk about my knitting, which is much more fun. But not quite so important, but never mind. I have one finished object, and that is just a pair of socks. And it is the Hermione Everyday Socks that I am knitting for, or was knitting for my sister in Knit Picks FELICI. They came out really good, and she is now here from South Africa, so she has tried them on and they fit perfectly. That was a good guess, wasn't it? Thank God for those sock rulers. I sort of asked her via iMessage to measure her foot to the bottom, the base. I was going to show you. I'm not putting my foot in the podcast. I asked her to measure her foot from the, underneath the back of her heel till just before her big toe, and sort of worked it out from there. Worked out perfectly. Although I do feel they feel a bit loose, and I think they stretched when I washed them, and I'm so careful when I'm washing things that I can't think that I've stretched them, but I don't know if it's the FELICI. It's the first time I've used Knit Picks FELICI, and it did go very soft in the water. So I'm hoping they still fit her, because they sort of look like they fit me now, and she's got a smaller size foot than me. Anyway, they're done and they're lovely, and if they don't fit Debbie, I'll have to keep them. So that's my only finished object. I did think that I would get the Gramps Cardigan finished, because it's not very much to knit really, but I haven't, because I've been knitting on other things, which you will see. And also, I am not enjoying the knit. It's not the pattern, I don't think. I don't know. Well, it's definitely not the pattern. It's just me. I don't like knitting with this yarn, although it feels alright when it's knitted up. I don't like using really thick needles. Well, not that they're that really thick. I don't know. I haven't got a size on them. I think they're 4.5 millimeters. I don't like really thick needles. I don't necessarily love knitting with thicker yarn, and it all just feels a bit, it's killing my hands, really hurting my hands, so I don't know why that is. But anyway, it's halfway through a row, because my hands were hurting that much that I had to put it down last night. Halfway through a row, I'm on the collar that is the bands and goes up round the back and back down. It's not actually joined together, it's just on the stitches are bunched up on the needle. But yeah, it gives you an idea. I'm nearly there. It will be a cute little cardigan when it's done, although that looks a lot bigger than 6 months to a year to me. But he's a baby, so he'll grow into it at some point. I just hope that it's when, because he's going to be living in South Africa, I hope it's when it's not the hot season. It's not going to be any good, is it? Yeah, so that's the Gramps cardigan, which is this one. I think that's in the frame, yes. Which I've been wanting to knit for ages, and I don't think I'll be knitting again. But, I might try it with 100% merino or something that's a little bit more forgiving on the hands, I think, because this is Patons Wool Blend Aran, and I don't know how much actual wool is in it. Can't even see where it says. 63% wool, 37% acrylic. I don't know. It's a nice yarn when it's knitted up. It feels nice, and I'm sure when it's washed it'll be even better. But knitting it is, yeah, it's hurting my hands. I'm getting spoiled by all this lovely sock wool, I think. I know my stomach's rumbling, so I hope you can't hear that. So that was a first work in progress. So the next work in progress, I'm just checking, is it actually recording? Yes. So I got further than this last time. Is something that has just, I started and then just put away, and it is the Hitchhiker shawl. I think of it as a scarf more than anything, because I think that's what it's gonna feel like. But you can see I'd only done up to my little cupcake marker, and now I have done that much. Actually, on the spikes, or whatever you call these, the saw edges, I'm halfway through. How many of those? Because you need, well, you need 42. Now Harvey's barking. And yeah, I'm halfway through those, but obviously it's getting more and more stitches, so I'm probably nowhere near halfway through the actual knitting of it. But I love it. Now that I've sort of picked it up again, it's a great, well, it's just garter stitch. It's just garter stitch, so yeah, it's an easy one to just pick up when you don't want to concentrate or anything like that, or when you're watching the referendum last night. The next thing, oh, first of all, I just wanted to show you, there's this Etsy store, it's a UK one. I always try to look for UK ones because of postage, and probably even more so now. And I got this cupcake. The Etsy store is called Dainty Adorables, and it's so cute. It was sold as a stitch marker, but actually it's huge, and I don't fancy putting that on my knitting, so I've used it on this bag that I made, and it looks really cute on there. Lovely. I got another one, a little Game Boy. I posted a picture on Instagram. I don't know where it is actually. I think it might be on one of my projects. If I find it, I will show you. The next one in my field bag, which I love, is my Light Trails jumper, or sweater, for those of you not from the UK, which is this one, which I am knitting in Malabrigo Sock in the Ochre colourway, which is, this is a story. This has been wound by hand on this ball by my lovely mum and sister, because they were here on Sunday and I wanted to just quickly, I've got my Swift there, quickly wind up a skein of this, because I knew I was coming to the end of the first skein, and you have never seen anything like the mess of this Malabrigo ball skein of yarn. If it wasn't for the fact that, one, I can't remember where I bought it and I've had it a very long time, I would have just complained and sent it back. And also I've started this jumper, so I have to use the yarn that came the same dye lot. I would have sent it back, because when I unskeined it to put it on the Swift, it was so tangled. And not only tangled, the actual yarn, that must be on the inside part, is concertinaed. It looks like it's got caught in a machine or something, and I'm just hoping that when I knit it up and when I block it, that's gonna you know, soak out when it has a soak, because that ball and that ball were the same skein, I should say. This one looks like it. I mean, these have been kept, I've had it a long time, but they have been kept, no, it's, the tag's tangled up. They've been kept in the bag they came in, nowhere near anything that can damage it. I mean, this one looks like it might be similar, but it's not anywhere near as bad as those two were. But you can see the state of it. It's horrendous. It's a good job my mum and sister were here, because I would have just thrown the whole lot, jumper included, in the bin. I was so annoyed. So, yeah, not very happy with that. I love Malabrigo yarn. It's one of my favourites, and now I'm going to be a little bit apprehensive about ordering it, because no, that is not good. Having said that, the actual yarn, as I said, I love. It's lovely. But yeah, so I have been knitting on this. It looks tiny. Even my daughter said that's so small. But I've tried it on and it fits me perfectly, so I'm really, really happy with it. There's only one thing I would probably have done differently, and I will if I make another one. I'm trying to get it straight to show you, but I've done this much, which is here, and I've tried it on and I put a longer cable on it to try it on, because you can't stretch it, and it's actually, you know, it's probably a little bit less baggy than that. But yeah, it's not tight fitting. It's just how I wanted it. So I'm really happy, and I can't wait to keep knitting on that. Another thing is, this is another easy project now. Once you've got past the shaping from the armholes, I'm talking very Cornish today. Once you've got past that shaping, it's just miles and miles and stocking stitch. So it's another one I can pick up when the kids are around. Do a few rows, and every little bit helps, doesn't it? What have I got on there? I've got a little, oh, I can't even show you. Unicorn. Harvey, no boy. Sorry, the camera's shaking, the phone is shaking, because Harvey is trying to climb up the tripod at the moment. And you, boy, you trying to climb up the tripod? No treats up there, boy. So yeah, that's that. What needles are I using? Oh, I'm using Chow Goose in what? Harvey, no! Sorry. Have we stopped shaking? As Chelsea and Sue would say, earthquake. You coming up? You're wagging your tail? Come on then. I have to slouch down so we can reach. Come on. Oh, you're a silly boy. What do you want? I don't know what he wants. Anyway, we might see him in a minute. What else have I been doing? This one. Oh, yeah. I couldn't resist it. I had to do a swatch in the Quince & Co. Lark. It's lovely. Love that. And cast on bit, even though I said I wasn't going to, but I am glad that I did. These are on my this is Quince & Co. Lark in the Damson colourway for excuse me, the Stonecutter Sweater. I've cast on the back, I've done a gauge swatch. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. I mean, I know it's supposed to be quite a wide jumper, but that practically wraps all the way around me. Look. I think that's too big. I'm going to have to revisit this and do another gauge swatch, or remeasure it, or change needles. I don't know, but I don't want it that big. Look at it. It's massive, but it's lovely. It knits up gorgeously. I've still got the waist yarn on there from doing the tubular cast on. But yeah, I think maybe this is the second size, which I sort of did a gauge swatch and sort of didn't really take much notice or measure it. I was just trying out the yarn. The reason I did the second size was because Kristen from Full and Vine did the fair size, and she looks really skinny, so in a nice way. She's tiny, so I thought, no, she did the fair size, there's no way I'm gonna need the fair size, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to do something about this gauge or make a hat. I don't know. I want this to be right, so I'm gonna stop and work it out again. I didn't actually wash my gauge swatch. Perhaps I'll do that. What is it, boy? Do you want to go in the lounge? I'll be right back. Put Doggy in the lounge. Come on then. Look at the chair. Good boy. If you could see him now. Oh, I'm filming on my phone now, so I've taken a photograph for you. He's just sat looking at me now. I was going to say that's it for knitting, but it's really not, because the most exciting thing I've been doing this week, it's really exciting for me because I've just loved it so much. I caked up, and thankfully, beautifully, with no knots, the Neon Kid, gosh, it's very bright, the Neon Kid colourway from Xena Little Yellow Uke Crafts on Etsy. It's beautiful. Not only the colour, God, it looks like it's glowing in my hands there. Not only the colour, the yarn, whatever base she uses, I just love it. I can't stop knitting it. So I thought I would try the monkey sock because everybody's doing it for the cookie jar cowl. I doubt if I'll get into that now because I've started it so late. However, I may just sneak in there because I can't stop knitting on these. And I started doing the monkey socks. I love this pattern. I love the yarn. I love my higher sharps. Everything about this project, absolutely loving it. It's so bright though, I can't get it to, it's so lovely. I did a 2x2 rib because, oops, I threw the yarn on the floor, because that's what I like. And I changed the stocking stitch heel. I can't get it to focus. Yeah, that's about as good as I'm going to get today. It's the Eye of Partridge because I just thought it matched the sock and the pearl bumps on the, you know, that are in the V's. I thought it just matched it and looked really nice. But yeah, so I've gone past the heel. I can't believe how it's sort of glowing. Gone past the heel, on the foot, and I think that's what I'm going to do today because I really love it. So that's it for my knitting things this last fortnight. I'm just trying to think, did I do anything else? No, my sister's been over from South Africa. She's still here, so I've been seeing as much of her as I can, obviously, and we all went out on my niece's hen night on Saturday night, so that was nice. And then I had my mum, stepdad and sister here for a roast on the Sunday, the day after. That was bad planning, really. You plan a night out and then invite people around for a roast the next day. Not good. Luckily, I didn't drink that much. It was just tiredness, and it was lovely to obviously have my sister and mum and that here anyway. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing. Looking after the kids and all that sort of usual stuff. Skyping my husband every day, or FaceTiming I should say. Yeah, that's it. But I had one very exciting thing happen yesterday, and I need a little bit of coffee before, which has gone a bit cold and I don't like that. But I've got a real frog in my throat and I don't know why. I think it's because I was screaming at the TV. I had the most exciting thing happen yesterday. This is acquisitions. I haven't got any actual acquisitions this week, apart from the little stitch marker Game Boy one that I can't find, and the cupcake. But last time on the podcast I mentioned that I needed to buy some minis to continue with my blanket, and I haven't done that yet, but a nice girl that I've known. We've sort of known each other, but only via social media, although we have met once. I've known through scrapbooking, and now she knits. She sent me a message on Instagram and said that she would send me some minis, so I was so excited about that, to get some from somebody else. I've never done a swap or anything like that, so it was all new and lovely. I said I'll do a swap. As soon as my sister's gone, I will put something together and send it off to her. But she sent me an amazing package. I was so excited. It came through the door yesterday. The postman handed me the parcel, and it had her name in the top corner, so I knew it was from her. And I went, oh my gosh! Straight away, the postman just looked at me. I said, oh, I don't know what she sent me here. I said, it's more than I was expecting anyway. And I came in and opened it and literally screamed. When I opened it, and everything was in this beautiful bag. Oh, Claire, I love it so much. Look at it. The lovely bright colours, the umbrellas, the dots are just, oh, a little pink tassel, and oh, it's got caught in there. A stitch marker with a cocktail glass on, which is so me. I love it. I absolutely adore this bag. I can't wait to use it, but I'm going to put my luminous socks in there. But I haven't yet because I wanted to show it on here. So, she sent me a nice note and her address, which I won't show you. Anyway, before I show you why I was so excited, she's called, I think you pronounce it Schmerd on Instagram. I'll put it down there. And you should follow her because she does some really cool things. But first of all, she sent me, I'm trying to get the right one, excuse the rattling, I don't want to take it out, it's so gorgeously wrapped and the balls are wound so lovely. She sent me these lovely minis, and this one is Hedgehog Fibres, was it Teacup is it called? But I've been trying to get my hands on that for I don't know how long. And also any Hedgehog Fibres, I haven't tried it yet, so I am so excited about that. But just look at the other colours. This one, I think it's called Going Underground. She wrote, I don't want to look because I don't want to do too much, you know, make too much noise with the packaging. But yeah, absolutely beautiful minis in lovely balls, which is perfect. So she sent me those, and there was another package of minis in there, but it wasn't until even after I had thanked her, Claire, I didn't even know that these were hand dyed. She sent me some minis of her hand dyed yarn. Look, that's amazing. I absolutely adore them. Are you going to sell them, Claire? You need to sell them. They're beautiful. So I was so excited about that. And then at the bottom of the bag, and I really wasn't expecting it, and I was in such shock, she sent me this. I can't believe it. You hear people say I was crying, and you think, really? I was so touched by this. I just couldn't believe it. I was crying. It's terrible for me, but amazing for me. But I was just, I can't even get my words out. I was so amazed by this. Nobody's ever sent me anything like this. I can't believe it. And she sent me this, which she hand dyed herself. Look at it. It's absolutely beautiful. Look at all the colours in there. It's amazing. I can't wait to use this. Thank you, Claire. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love it. And it's been dyed on Knit Pick Stroll, which I love. That's what I'm doing my Hitchhiker with. It's so soft and I love that yarn. So I know that I'm going to love that one. And on top of that, she sent me a DPN cozy, so I can use that when I'm using that, and some tea, knitter's currency, and I did open this yesterday, and there's some vanilla something or other in there, and it smells amazing, so I can't wait to try that. And just for me, some chocolate, which I'm going to eat tonight. I couldn't last night because I wanted to show it on here. And for the kids, I can't show you that she sent them 3 bags of sweets because they've eaten them already. But thank you so much, Claire. I am so happy with this. And now that is going in there. And I don't know where I've put the pattern. But yeah, absolutely love this. I don't know, when people say all my colours, and everybody knows that I really like turquoise and rose pink together, but I like so many different things when I see them. I like it when I see sort of nice botanical prints and pale colours with beautiful fabric. I love that. I like lots and lots of different things, but there's something about this fabric, these different sized dots. I love that. I love things with umbrellas on. I love the colours. Of course it has got the pink and the blue, perhaps that's why I love it so much. I don't know what it is, but if I had seen this fabric I would have bought it, absolutely, no doubt about it. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Anyway, like I said, no acquisitions today apart from my lovely present, and I haven't really got anything else to say. I've got a busy day ahead, so it's going to be a short one this time, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye. Hi everyone, it's much later now. I've just popped back because I just wanted to say, and I've forgotten to put it in the podcast, that I've set up a Ravelry group for the podcast. So if you just go to Ravelry, go to groups, you can search for the Dorky Emu. You don't put it's just a Dorky Emu, and it should pop up and you can join us if you like. There's only 8 of us there at the moment. We're in a tiny little group. But I just wanted to start one up because I'd like to do some cals and things like that in the future. And also the main reason is just somewhere on Ravelry to be able to put show notes so that I can directly link to patterns and things like that, and even maybe to my projects. And you know, it's just a lot easier if it's already on Ravelry. I will still probably put them on my blog and probably in the YouTube description box, purely because when I'm on YouTube I really am disappointed if I can't just click that description box and click a link. So as I get disappointed about that, I think I should do that on my podcast. Probably won't be fancy on there, just a copy and paste from my blog, but they'll be there. So I've been out and about since I last spoke to you, and I went to see my mum today, and she went into town this week in Plymouth, and House of Fraser had a big sale in the wool department. So she bought me a little present, and it was these 2 balls of Rowan fine lace. I really love the colours. It's like a really nice, it's not a burgundy, it's like a dusky burgundy. It's lovely. And this dark beige, I don't know if they've got colours on them. I think Rowan just put numbers, don't they? Yeah, this one's 943. And this one is 937, but I think they look really nice together. I would like to do a shawl in these, I think, a 2-colour shawl, because I'm not sure if one ball would actually do an entire shawl, because it looks very similar to the Debbie Bliss lace weight that I used for my Rock Island shawl, and I know that I had to break into a second ball for that one. So if it's got a border, these 2 are going to be plenty. So if anyone knows of any lace weight shawl patterns with like an applied border or something that you can definitely do, I've got fluff everywhere now, something that you can definitely do 2 colours on, then let me know. Pop it in the Ravelry group. in the, what do they call it? It's not the post, is it? The thread. Pop it in the Ravelry group on the thread for this episode. I'd be really grateful. Yeah, and that's it. So kids are in bed. I'm going to have something nice to eat in a minute. I've got my knitting here, my luminous sock. It really does glow on the podcast, it's mad. I did a little bit more this afternoon, but not much because I was chatting to my mum, so I think I just got one pattern repeat done. But I would like to finish this evening, because once I've got my food, I am on episode 11 of Orange is the New Black, the new season, which I think is season 4, and I want to watch a few episodes of that tonight because I'm really into it this season. Season 3. No, I wasn't so fussed about season 3 really. In fact, I thought I'll watch the last one of season 3. I'm sat here with a ball of wool on my thumb. I thought I'd watch the end of season 3. And when I went to actually watch the end of season 3, I realised that I only ever got halfway through the final episode. So I watched the end of that, and then I've been obsessed with this season. And now I don't know what I'm going to watch afterwards. So that's another thing. Please, any ideas for series that I can watch? That would be really good. I'm going to now drink my wine, have something to eat, and go and watch Orange is the New Black. So if you like the podcast, please join the Ravelry group. I really do want to do some cows and things like that in the future. And subscribe. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.